Nelly's got ink like a story untold. Her skin is a map of the brave and bold. Sipping her tea while the mic's on blast. Chasing the future, not stuck in the past. Nelly, tell us what you know. Words like rivers, let the wisdom flow. Nelly, inked and unbound. In your voice, the world spins round. Nelly, tell us what you know. Words like rivers, let the wisdom flow. Nelly, inked and unbound. In your voice, the world spins round. She's got a laugh that can shatter the rain, a wink that can turn all the rules insane. From London streets to the podcast air, she's a rebel queen with a dragon's flair. Tales of love, tales of fear, her words linger in your ear.
Hey, congratulations. You've unlocked All Apologies, a show about apology tours and demanding satisfaction. I'm your host, Trucker Andy. And with me this week is your Sunday co-host, Nelly. What's up,
Hi,
Nelly?
guys.
Good to see you. Looking good.
Thank you. It's hungover as usual.
Yeah, who isn't? You know, that's what we do over here. We foolishly decided to do a Sunday morning show. We're constantly out drinking, but it's been a very chaotic weekend on X because of the Stuttering John Rodney's event. I was teasing you before we went live, asking you if you were paying attention to that at all, and you said you hadn't. So I thought it would be a good idea to just catch you up, since that is, you know, omnipresent in my Twitter feed. But John, you know, dabbles in stand up, and you know, when he books gigs and dabblers are nearby, they're gonna go and check it out, try and secretly record it, try and meet him and see what kind of stupid shit he'll say and do. And it's usually try and convince people to buy him drinks and, you know, not pay for anything, and big time everybody, and you know,
Yeah, get him drunk and see what happens.
Right? Yeah, I know, we can relate.
Oh, definitely.
So he books the Rodneys in New York, and has just been antagonizing Anthony Cumia for years, basically. And they one thing that happened was they called ahead of a couple weeks ahead of the gig, and found out that there were only 16 tickets had been sold. So it seemed like it was going to be a flop. And then Anthony kind of weaponized that information and said he was going to go to the show, and that prompted everybody in the tri-state area that could make it to converge on the show, and it becomes a sold out event. And Gino Bisconte and Keanu are opening, and John is headlining, and everybody is just John is like shitting his pants now, because all of his rogues gallery enemies are going to be in the audience. So he and Ava Riza, his trans girlfriend, co-host, come up with this ridiculous plan to do basically an anti-show, where John ended up reading the court case of Anthony's domestic violence arrest.
Oh,
And,
I mean, to be honest, that's kind of funny.
you think
kind
that's
of funny. Like,
there's
yeah.
two camps with this. Okay.
If we didn't hate John, right, and we hated Cumia, we'd be like, that is so funny. But because we all know John,
Yeah,
you don't want to actually like the fact that actually that's pretty like, oh, you think you're gonna come here and fuck with me? Well, let me just read to everyone about when you beat your wife. Yeah, no, it's kind of genius. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give them that.
Yeah, I mean, there are two schools of thought on it now, and I was listening to Ava showed up on Hughesy's show, and he was debating Pat Dixon about exactly what you're saying. This was a clever way to to fuck over the people that hate you, that paid to show up and what everybody wanted to hear, the squeegee bit, his terrible closer, and instead they didn't really get what they paid for. So
I
and
mean,
some
you
people
was
think
never
that's
gonna get anything of quality, no matter what you
that's true.
paid for.
Yeah. Well, I fucking yeah. Don't feed the trolls, I guess, is part of uh his strategy. But
He
oh
did
hey.
hit them with the Uno reverse, though. I'm so like, I am actually impressed. But no, I shouldn't be. I hate admitting it. I hate admitting that John's impressed me by doing that, but it does impress me.
Well, yeah. So, some people are claiming John won. Other people are claiming Anthony won. Well, they're reading his domestic abuse arrest. He's out front punching a guy in the face for calling him a PDF and a domestic abuser. And so then he had to have a conversation with the cops. So that's on brand, I
Who
guess.
punched someone? John
Anthony.
punched someone.
Anthony.
Anthony. Oh well, that's just adding fucking flames to the fire, that isn't
Exactly.
it? Like, no, see, no, this is like this is not a win for either of them. This is a loss for everyone. Like, no grown man walks out of this looking good. Like, go home, put your feet up, retire. You're all too fucking old for this shit. Like, it's sad. This is a loss for everyone. It really
Uh,
is.
yeah. So it was just complete chaos. It really. I was watching the footage. Your fiance Chris Max in the chat.
Hi,
Hey
Chris.
Chris. Um, and because I had just gotten back from Florida, so I couldn't then turn around and fuck off to New York. I don't have the bandwidth for that. So I'm watching footage on X, and it looked like a stress dream nightmare to me. So many people, a cross section of people that I really can't stand, and just the noise and the heckling, and
See,
it's it,
I didn't know what it was when I was like drunk scrolling Friday night.
yeah.
I saw a video of John on stage and someone grabbed a piece of paper out of his hand and I was like, I'm too drunk to find out what this is about. And I totally forgot about it until you mentioned it, but this makes sense now.
Yeah, that was Tommy Jordan, and
Who's Tommy Jordan's Kumia?
nobody really. He's just an antagonist to John, I think, like most people. So I don't know where he's from, but he was I met him in Atlantic City, and that does seem, it's on brand for Tommy to do something like that. But a lot of people were on Husey, Pat, and people were saying that kind of neutered the show. So people are taking issue with Tommy because of that. Like, we don't know how much longer we could have heckled and booed and thrown tomatoes at John if Tommy had not done that. So that's another argument that's being had, whether that was like an own from Tommy, like just
But
trying to get
I'm not
John
like
to move on.
I'm not massively like I watch a lot of true crime. We all know that.
Yeah.
But is him doing that, like even just taking that from John, is that not some kind of like legal offense? They're like theft or like minor assault or something like that. Because I can totally imagine John just like
Yeah.
getting in trouble because we all know what John's like for suing people and shit. Like I don't know, something like that feels so stupid. Like especially when you live in America.
Well,
There's a lot goes around.
it was so stupid, and Pat Dixon was saying as much. He was asserting that what other comedy club or show would that ever happen? Would that be allowed? Would that happen?
Yeah,
Where
it
security
doesn't
does
reflect
not
well on the
then,
club. It doesn't
eh,
reflect well on the comedy club either. Like
yeah,
it makes it look like a joke.
yeah. So now they have to, like any other club would have escorted Tommy Jordan out. He would have been booted. He'd be 86th, and uh then and the show would have went on, but then John just walks off the show after being on stage for 10 minutes. He's probably supposed to do half an hour to 40 to an hour, because if you're headlining, you're supposed to put on a show, and he's just getting owned so hard by the audience that he wanders off stage, and then the wait staff is holding the whole audience hostage because they haven't settled the bills yet. Like, show's over, but nobody's paid their check. So it becomes this Like
Oh, I do feel bad for the club now. I feel
yeah.
bad. But then
Well,
at
no,
the
don't
end of the
feel
day,
do not feel
everyone
bad for the club.
no, everyone must know in that community when you're booking, enough people talk about other comedians that this club, anyone who goes to book John knows about this shit. It'll take you 5 minutes of Googling the guy to know that, clubs get harassed when they book him and shit like that. Or, someone must have said to them, listen, if you're going to have John on, there's going to be some kind of drama or something's going to happen. So they can't be that naive. Like, I'm guessing they're not like a brand new pop-up club that's has no experience. No, so they know what they're expecting. It's the wait staff that I feel bad for. The people who had to fucking work there and witness all this shit and put up with it all.
Oh yeah, it was a fucking it was chaos. But the one thing is usually John's shows go one of two ways, which is barely sell tickets, barely anybody's there, or it's canceled because even less people give a shit about going. That's why this is so unique. This was sold out. They sold a shit ton of beer. Who cares about how long the show went on? Everybody was fucking hammered. So the club is not mad about it, I'm sure. I mean, the wait staff is probably mad because it was a shit show.
Well, let's hope Anthony Cumia give them all a nice big tip at the end of the night for all the troubles. He's got the money.
Yeah. So I don't feel bad for the club. I feel bad for the staff, and I guess I don't feel bad for the audience because, they definitely it's going to be.
Yeah, nobody went
it's
there
a
to see
story.
John's show. Everyone was hoping to be this. This is what everyone paid to go and see. Was exactly what happened.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know why he made that decision to do that, but I guess it's better than going up there and everybody just reciting your hack set back to you because you've been doing the same act for 15 years.
I honestly think it's genius reading that. I really do think that's really good. And clearly it wasn't John's idea. That's why it's so good, because it wasn't John's idea. John could never have thought that up.
Right.
His little day then giving the idea, and
it was, and somebody else was giving him credit that on on the back of the document, which was, I don't know, it was like 12, 15 pages. He had written, because he calls Anthony Pocky because of his complexion. And on the back of the page, it said a pockumentary.
So he has not thought that either. That is
that
somebody else who's done that.
Yeah,
that is
that's
funny.
Obviously Ava.
No,
but,
I'm giving John the W on this. I'm sorry, I am.
Okay, you're off the show. I know where my bread is buttered, so I can't have this. But so that's the summary of the Dabbleverse roundup for the weekend. And the other thing that happened this week is the Crispin Glover fallout that has. This is the George McFly actor from Back to the Future.
Do you know what's so funny? Is Back to the Future was like a massive part of my life. And still to this day, every year I watch the films. But when I see him, all I ever think about him is the hair guy from Charlie's Angels. Like, sniffs the hair. Like, that's his iconic thing for me, is him sniffing the air in Charlie's Angels. Like, Charlie's Angels. I just said it.
Yeah, I remember that too. Between that and I'm trying to think of like other things that he would be best known for. I remember Willard. Oh, Friday the 13th 4 is iconic. Actually, it's a good time to get into the clip package because, I was trying to think of what he's best known for, and it would be Willard, the rat movie. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then this. This is the dance sequence from Friday the 13th. I was watching a summary of this that they said this was supposed to be to Back in Black, and then they changed the song. They couldn't get the rights to AC/DC, so they changed it, and it looks even weirder to that music. So,
they did him so dirty, though.
He's very, very much a performance artist. It seems like he's very avant-garde, and he makes these films these days that he never intends to release. He just has in-person screenings. Like he'll go and do Q&A and screen the film, and then have a conversation about it, and it's that kind of art. Film is art, which is kind of something that gets set aside. Now it's all
That's
just
why
big
most films
business,
are
right?
trash these days, because they're just produced, put through the factory settings. Everything's done. Yeah,
Yeah,
most films are
everything is
shit.
let's turn this old TV show into a movie. Like 21 Jump Street. Okay, now 22 Jump Street. All right, that's not a fucking thing anymore. We're just out of ideas. So that's
To be
why.
fair, I did like 21 Jump Street. I'm sorry.
But did you like 22 Jump Street?
No, it was trash. No, the only good bit was Ice Cube when he goes, "Oh, he fucked the captain's daughter," and he was running around. That was iconic. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone says. Like, it's a great scene.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like he's making the anti or not or like true art, not just rehashing old TV shows. So, but of course, this is what he's best known for is Back to the Future, and um, what's memorable about his involvement with that is that he wasn't in the second or third one. He had issues with the production in the first one, and then they used prosthetics to make it look like he was in the second one. Do you remember when they're in the
I,
future and he comes in like with the back injury floating upside down?
oh my God. You know what? I never even clocked on that. That was, yeah, wow. I never even clocked that on.
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
even,
so that wasn't even him.
oh
And
my God, that's hilarious.
there was this whole legal fallout that resulted from that. And this is him on Opie and Anthony, weekend hero Anthony Cumia interviewing Crispin Glover about the lawsuit with the Back to the Future production.
You know, I was only in the first film. There was
Right, yeah.
they had taken the molds of my face from the old age makeup from the original film and put another actor into prosthetics that were made from my face, and then interspliced a very small amount of footage of me from the original film in order to fool audiences into believing that I was in the movie. Because of my lawsuit, there are rules in the Screen Actors Guild that make it so producers can never do something like that again. I'm proud of the lawsuit.
Rights of publicity. So there's just one more lawsuit about somebody's likeness being exploited for financial gain, and I just found it apt, like for what's happening with everything that we were just talking about. But yeah, he had disagreement with Robert Zemeckis or the writers about the moral of the movie, I guess, at the end.
Oh God.
If you remember in the first one, when he gets back after he changes the past, he gets back and his present is changed for the better, and it in a financial way, and not just like his family stays together and his siblings are born and they all just are able
God
to be
forbid a
together.
fake movie has a nice, happy, fake ending.
I don't know what Crispin Glover wants the ending to be, but the fact that they were rich bothered him, I guess.
I think sometimes films
Do you
don't
think
need to have a moral, do they? Like, they can just be a film. You don't have to learn a lesson from it. Can we just have fun?
Sure, yeah.
Money could have been a peripheral effect of the happiness that they had, that they
I
had
think it's a bad
changed.
message.
Really?
I do. I think it's I think
Okay.
because that's propaganda. That says to people, go out and borrow money for banks. This is a big part of why the film was successful, because the corporations knew that it had that moral element in it. Maybe. I would
Right.
also argue, I mean, that's only because they knew that was in there. Therefore, they can feel comfortable in funding it and putting a lot of money into distributing it. It caused me to not be in the sequels on some level. I'm sure it's complicated, but and then there was a lawsuit. You know, it was very specifically not a legal thing. I mean, you can just say it's not a nice thing, but it's not a legal thing to do either. So this informed me that if you question propaganda, it has serious consequences.
I think he is very much overestimating everyone who watched that movie because that was not my takeaway at all. That movie was aimed at what, like 10 to 20-year-olds? None of us were thinking none of that shit. We didn't give a fuck about it. All I thought about was, oh my God, are there going to be hoverboards? Am I going to hit a hoverboard one day? That's the only thing I thought about.
Yeah, oh God, tell me about it. I can't tell you how often I think about flying cars, and when I'm stuck in traffic, I'm like, why are we still doing this shit? Can't we just teleport to fucking Rodney's so I can go to the comedy show and boo Stuttering John? Instead, I'm like,
I mean, if you're going to get going,
car's been in the fucking shop for over a month because
if we're going to talk about any part of morality of that film, it's probably when the ancestral bit where he almost fucks his mom. I think that's like, if we're going to talk about what's wrong with the film, I think maybe that's where we should be sitting, not at the money thing at the end, at the fact that he nearly nailed his mom.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Meanwhile, you got a moral high ground fucking guy, rich man saying that money isn't the answer. Okay, it's easy to say when you have it. Crispin Glover, successful actor that's getting Back to the Future royalties out the ass for the rest of your life. Then you're like, oh, but money's not important, right? Broke ass losers. No, it's important to other people. And yes, Husey, use promo code, promo code CREEP. Let's support Vinnie Paulino over there. It's a good one. And I'm sorry I had to change the studio code so the prank master can't keep sneaking in and
oh, I thought you might have changed the codes.
My mom looked like Leah Thompson. I would eat her groceries.
You are so disgusting.
Good show last night, by the way, Husey, and thank you for the shout out. I know I jumped in the chat and misspelled something and derailed the show, but yeah, Husey did a great show. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. I don't know if you caught the top of the show, but go watch Husey interview the great Pat Dixon and Shmuel Buckman, who incidentally will be in my poker game on Thursday night. So plugs at the top of the show. Who is the mysterious?
I don't know. He sounds Scottish though when he comes on. I'm sure it's some Scottish guy.
Yeah, but so this is him talking about why he wasn't in the sequel.
What happened in the negotiation was I actually wanted to be in the film, but the offer was less than half of what Leah Thompson and Tom Wilson, who had similar sized roles.
Sure, yeah.
And it wasn't fair.
Well, you set the record straight today. I'm glad.
No,
I'm glad. And we apologize for that.
It's not your fault.
We didn't have your phone number.
It's not.
Oh, so money was a concern.
Exactly. It's like, well, money's not the moral of the story, but it is going to keep me from being in the second one. Okay.
Fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, I know. You're missing your own point, Crispin. And yeah, we got a little taste of Opie, who's not in any of these clips. He's just chiming in from over there. Remember when he used to have a show and be somewhat relevant?
Oh, I liked him walking. I loved it when he just walked around the city annoying people.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You didn't misspell. I can't read. No, I did misspell it. Don't defend me. I'm indefensible. You can see what happens when I try and spell ginger. Yeah. All right.
Oh, do you know what? We should have talked about that on an extra bit today about the BAFTAs because an apology's been put out in that, hasn't it?
Oh, for the Tourette's guy?
Yeah.
He's got Tourette's. I thought you
I know. No, not his
apology.
Not his apology. The BBC's apology.
Oh, okay.
They could have edited it out because they edited out other things and they didn't edit it out. So it's kind of on them because there was no need for everyone to know that it even happened.
All right, you know what? Let me see. BAFTA. I'm just gonna see if I can find just quickly, but yeah. Between that, somebody else sent me another. Shia LaBeouf is just
Oh my God, he's
hashing
been
out.
living it up at Mardi Gras. He got arrested. Some woman who was at Mardi Gras, some like big black woman, went and bailed him out, and then he went straight back out and started getting drunk again.
Yes, but then he went on somebody's podcast. One of my OG followers on Instagram sent me this insanely long reel. I didn't know reels could be like 3 minutes long, but he went and did this interview where he is just completely um, like off the reservation, like not in touch with reality, and just saying all kinds of like wild shit. And I almost wanted to pivot away. I had already put this all together about, and I also find this relevant because um, just more plugs as I'm plugging the fucking poker game and everything else. So the Neil Gaiman shit that we covered is really why we're doing this story. I mean, I'm going through Crispin Glover's history and his track record, but the point of the episode is that he is in this domestic violence, he said, she said, with an unnamed British model, talking about grooming and what that means legally for the power dynamic and consent, and it all reminded me of the Neil Gaiman stuff. Like Crispin
Oh, that
Glover
was such
is
a
a
good series.
Sandman now. We were talking about you were watching Sandman over the weekend and saying it's annoyingly woke, but
Oh my God, just so much gay stuff. Like, just so. I was like, that, like, whatever. Like, I'm not straight. Do you know what I mean? But like, I just don't need to see dudes kissing all the time. Like, why do you need just so much gay shit constantly, like thrown in your face and loads of trans stuff in it? I'm just like, okay, we get
yeah.
it. It's fine. Just tell me the story.
Exactly. I can't remember what I know. The Righteous Gemstones was one of them, but there was another thing we were watching on HBO that was the lead in to the last season of Righteous Gemstones, and every fucking episode had to have a dude's cock in it. Even Righteous Gemstones. It's like, can I just enjoy a TV show without having to check a pecker? It's insane. And yeah, they just think it's edgy, so they want to insert some kind of like shock value
It
into
doesn't
these
have the same
shows.
effect as like an 80s, 90s nip slip. Like they were the
Yeah.
ones where you'd watch the entire film just so you could catch a glimpse of a tit. Like it doesn't have the same effect, does it?
Yeah. And Ryan Murphy's new show with Ashton Kutcher, The Beauty, it's actually really good. And I kind of gave up on Ryan Murphy. I think that his 911 series is like oversaturated and just hack and terrible. When they shot Angela Bassett into outer space, I was fucking done. I was like, this is absurd. She's a 70-year-old woman and she's a beat cop, and now she's flying around in
I
outer
did watch the
space.
first season of that, and then I just was like, yeah, no, I'm over
Well,
this.
yeah, it sucks out loud, and now they're just like making a Texas version and a Nashville version and a fucking Canadian version and an Irish version starring Husey or something. But so I was just like, this sucks. And then you watch all the American Horror Story shit, and you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking creep. You don't think this shit up and insert it into your shows without being, some level of demented. So then
Oh yeah, it takes a
I
strange person to write them kind of stories.
yeah, so I got away from it, but then The Beauty came out, and my point is that uh, this is a drug that turns people hot,
Yeah,
and
I've seen it. It's
it's
yeah.
good. I
Yeah.
like it, but every fucking episode, there has to be an ass in your face. It's like, oh, okay, look at my hot ass now. I'm hot. Here's, and they can't show anything else, so it's just a butt in every fucking episode. Okay, all right. Maybe somebody likes that.
Not
Ryan
me.
Murphy. Ryan Murphy wants hot
It's like
boys to
with
show their ass
Tarantino
on TV.
when he gets people to like get the feet out. Remember when he got Selma Hayek to do the shot out off her toes? Like he has a foot fetish and he
Oh, yeah.
uses people for it. Ryan Murphy's like, yeah, I like ass. Show me that actor's ass. Like
Yeah,
it's his way of
exactly.
getting what he wants.
I guess if you're an ass man, then you're gonna like this show. But yeah, I would say check it out. I am enjoying it. It's almost over, so if you want to binge it, they'll all be out this Wednesday. Anyway, let's get back to. Oh yeah, all that was to say that Crispin Glover is a Sandman, and he has been grooming and basically holding holding a woman hostage, and it's
allegedly.
it's become a thing. We're going to go through the article and the allegations, but I thought we would sum up Crispin Glover here. And so this is the end of the Opie and Anthony interview.
The only thing was that I didn't think that there should have been monetary, the kind of clothes we were wearing.
That's what I was getting into. So when they walk in, they've been playing tennis, and they have nice clothes on. Yeah. Like all that was.
I thought it all pointed toward this idea that happiness was about wealth. It made me really uncomfortable. What I was wearing, holding a tennis racket, I did it because I thought I was going to get fired. But I vocalized that
because I was getting paid to do it.
Yeah. But I didn't think this was a good idea. And I think there's even might be some commentary on the Blu-ray about where they said, "Oh, Crispin didn't like his clothes."
You're right. The end of the movie should have been the house burned down, but they were all together. And it was like, at least we have each other. And the end. I mean, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, I don't care about.
Again,
I care about the clothes.
He wouldn't do the second movie because he wasn't getting paid as much. And here he's saying you're making it about like money, wealth is best. But we'll do the second movie then. If wealth doesn't matter, then fucking do the second movie.
Yeah. Get your name out there. Get a reputation that you're easy to work with, and then you'll get another job that pays you more or something. I don't know.
Critical as fuck.
It was like I cared about the message.
And was it odd that Biff would be around the house at all, seeing what he did?
Well, see, that's part of what the change was from what I originally read in the screenplay. There were different people. It wasn't Biff that was the servant to the family, and I had questions about it, and it did get.
Do they have slaves or something?
I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but
that's the first thing I thought of when you said that.
I know. Well.
Oh yeah.
What he said.
Yeah. Is that what the original ending was? They traveled back in time to 1776 when they had free labor. Maybe it's time to read the BAFTA apology now. Let's see here. Why not? What do we got over here? Hang on, I'm pulling it up. Da 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 da.
I saw a post. I don't know how legit it is of the crowd's reaction when the man with Tourette's shouted the N-word, and some people had shocked faces, but some people were just like laughing. And they're the ones that you're like, "Oh, you're my hero." I can't remember who it was. He was laughing now. Some famous faces who were like giggling to it, and it's brilliant.
I mean, there's such a. I'm a nervous laughter guy too. It's like I can't.
Oh
believe
no, I
this
just
shit's
genuinely
happening.
think that was funny. I would genuinely think it's funny.
Yeah. BAFTA issued a formal apology after an attendee involuntary outburst was heard while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo presented. Organizers said they take full responsibility and acknowledge the impact of those on stage and in attendance. John Davidson later addressed the incident, reiterating that his Tourette's tics are involuntary and not reflective of personal beliefs. Yeah, people are like, okay, Balin Dupree, all these fake ass TikTokers.
So do you know why the guy with Tourette's was there?
No.
So they made a film about his life, which then won a BAFTA, which is massive for Tourette's to be so spoke about and to be taken seriously. And it was like a big movement for the Tourette's people. So the guy who was the actor, he went on stage, he won a BAFTA, he come down, hugged the guy whose life it's based on. Oh, look what we're doing. We're bringing positivity to this and getting people to see it. And then the guy with Tourette's is there, does something with his Tourette's, and everyone loses the fucking mind. Well, it's ableist because it's a disability. You can't help but do it. Right. So it's annoying that in one breath you've just like given visibility to all these people who suffer from this like really awful condition. Which is what, if you watch the movie is incredible. It really is an incredible movie.
So you've seen it?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's
Is he just screaming the N-word for an hour and a half?
No, I don't think he
then I'm
doesn't say
not
the
gonna
N-word
watch
at all.
it.
But there's like points where he goes to live with his friend's parent, and his mum's dying, and he says shit like, "Oh, you're gonna be dead soon," all the time, and like screams It's funny and it's sweet and it's sad, and I definitely recommend to go and watch it.
Right.
But yeah,
And
they've done this
that's why
like
Balin has a
amazing
career.
thing winning this BAFTA, and then the BBC don't just like bleep out him saying it. It could have just all been avoided, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's disgusting what they've done.
So then, just to get to the apology, since that's what we do over here, the association added that measures to make those in attendance aware of the ticks before and during the event itself have been put in place early in the ceremony. A loud tick in the form of a profoundly offensive term was heard by many people in the room, and Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were on stage at the time, and we apologize unreservedly to them and to all those impacted. So that is the apology from the BBC and the BAFTA brass that subjected all of your tender ears to whatever, a word that everybody knows. Everybody knows the nature of Tourette's, and I don't think Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan lost any sleep over this, but let's all clutch our pearls and make sure that everybody knows that that's not the nice thing to say. We know that. We know that. Nobody thought that it was on purpose and it was a hate crime.
I seen someone going, well, where's he learnt the word? And the other person went, well, and it was a black guy went, well, he probably listens to our music or watches any film that we've been in and we say the word all the time. That's probably where he's learned the word, because of all like, props to you, man.
Yeah. White guilt. Who needs it? Okay, so then this is the other thing that a lot of people know Crispin Glover for. I was looking for apologies, and one of the things that came up was the David Letterman appearance, and he played this character in a film called Ruben and Ed. I think it's spelled with an I. Last night I was laying in bed and I go, I think I put Rupert in the thumbnail, and I'm gonna have to apologize for fucking that up. But turns out I did it right, but I misspelled the name. I misspell a lot of things, Husey, if you're still in the chat. But this is something that Kaylee kind of put on my radar. This film called Ruben and Ed. And
you can be famous and be a fraud, a famous fraud.
I thought that was apt considering the situation that Crispin Glover is in right now. And I watched that movie last night, just for context. And Kaylee said how much she loves it. It fucking sucks. It's borderline unwatchable. So it's free on YouTube. Don't check it out. It's Howard Hessman from Head of the Class and Crispin Glover wandering around a desert for 80 minutes. And
it feels like a 90s stoner film kind of thing, just from that small clip. I feel like you need to be high to watch something like that.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that was my problem. I wasn't high enough to fucking enjoy a terrible film. But then Opie and Anthony alum Sam Roberts had Crispin Glover on his show to talk about the character of Ruben, who he had taken off the screen into the real world in kind of a Pee Wee Herman type of way.
When Ruben was on Letterman, became one of the earliest viral videos of, it's the first kind of television moment that later went on to become this viral video. And I'm not even going to bother asking you about it because you said, I don't talk about it ever in media.
Well,
but I will maybe bring it up at the Q&A.
Well, what I say is that I neither in popular media, I neither confirm nor deny that I was on the David Letterman show. But which of course is funny.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All the funniest jokes. You have to tell somebody that it's funny. I get it now.
But when people, if I'm talking to somebody on the street or a friend or whatever, I talk about it in a very, very different fashion. And so if somebody asks about it at the shows, I talk about it in a more offhanded fashion. But it's also because, which I experienced on the Huffington Post thing, it's a little bit hard. I know we don't have a lot of time, but the way once you question media and propaganda, if you're working in a corporate situation, you'll get questioned back. You'll get challenged.
He seems like such a boring cunt. He's that guy you do not want to be sat next to in the bar. Like, he's going to come sit down on the table next to you and you'll be, oh, you all right? Yeah, yeah. And then 10 minutes later, he's just, oh, no. I fucking hate people like that. Too much to say.
Well, that's the thing. And you're spot on, because Kaylee was, you said she was a fan of that stupid Ruben and Ed movie, and a fan of a lot of his other work. She really likes his catalog of films. But then she went to Boston and went to see one of those art films that I was describing at the top of the show with Nasty Neil, starring John's best friend. And she said that when he was doing the Q&A, he was so verbose and long-winded and made her like him less, because
you can tell he's a narcissist.
Going on and on.
Yeah. He thinks he's the most important, smartest man in every room he goes in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Everything has to have some kind of, broader point and theme and whatever, the propaganda of being on Letterman. So, like I was saying, Paul Rubens used to go on Letterman as Pee-wee before Pee-wee's Playhouse and Pee-wee's Big Adventure was a thing. He was doing it live on stage with one of the Groundlings or some improv troupe, and he would feature that the character was catching on. So Letterman was like, "Oh, this is popular. Let's have you come on and be Pee-wee Herman on the show." And I think to a certain degree, Crispin Glover was trying to do that with this Ruben character. So he gets booked to talk about, everybody knows him from Back to the Future at this point. So they're like, you can come on and plug your film. He decides to come on as Ruben, an unpopular character. I've never heard of this character. If it wasn't for Kaylee trying to tell me that this was funny, then I would not be aware of it in any single way. So he comes on and just completely Letterman is a very sardonic, and like he'll take a lot of swings and do like odd things, and it's what made the show special. This just completely derails the show, and it's Letterman is like beside himself. It's kind of interesting in that it's a giant train wreck. And this is kind of long, so just kind of call out if you want me to pause it.
Yeah,
I have something to say about it. So this is the character, which, like the appearance, the way that he's dressed, and he's wearing like these platform shoes.
He looks like a serial killer. He looks like an 80s serial killer.
Kinda. I think this is why Kaylee likes this character. She has shoes like that. She wears shoes like this. Maybe that's why she wears these shoes, because she likes this film.
Now, you live in Los Angeles?
Yes, that's right. In Los Angeles. I just bought a nice condominium.
Condominium? Where's it located?
It's located just over the hill in the valley, and I'm really happy about it.
Did you for a time you lived in Hollywood? You lived on Hollywood Boulevard?
In Hollywood Boulevard.
On Hollywood Boulevard?
No.
At an apartment overlooking Hollywood Boulevard? At a big high building you lived in? Big tower on Hollywood?
No.
It's yes and, not no but. What are you doing?
Oh, the wig is killing me as well. Just
there's
people laughing in that audience. That can't be real laughter. Like, that's got to be like nervous, forced laughter.
And that's got to be his family. Like, oh look, he's doing the thing. I think. Well, let's keep watching. But
all right, then we'll just drop that and go on to something else. All right. Do you?
This is like Mary Catherine Gallagher from SNL. It's just like, oh, he's gonna start smelling his armpits and being awkward. I think that's the bit, but some people are enjoying it apparently, or they think they're supposed to. Maybe the guy is like flashing the applause laugh light, that they have to cue the audience that this is actually entertaining.
Do you know what I don't think he realizes he's doing here? He's just mimicking a person with autism.
Yeah, he's gonna start screaming.
His entire bit is pretending to be autistic.
I get Tourette's.
Do you do a lot of television shows?
Oh yes, now because I've been in movies that are big, and I'm a movie star, so I've been on talk shows on the Johnny Carson show.
Yep.
And
remember when Joaquin Phoenix tried to make appearances as like a rapper or a homeless guy. He
God.
like go out and do some kind of meta acting thing on shows and
So cringe.
yeah. It rarely works. It worked for Pee Wee Herman because that was funny and charming, but whenever somebody tries to do this, it comes off as like try hardy, I guess.
Now I'm here and I've been all across the United States and I feel really good about it. So.
Do you enjoy the experience?
The audience. Nice shoes.
Yeah, right. I mean, thank you for saving this bit by calling out from the audience like you're at a Stuttering John comedy show.
To be fair, he has got that Stuttering John look with the hair.
Yeah. But right, I'm wearing platform. Oh, now this is starting to make more sense. Maybe he was trying to do a Pee Wee thing with this. That scene where Pee Wee dances to Tequila in the platform shoes.
Oh God,
He's like, I'm gonna do that. I'll do a character with platform shoes. That's the recipe to success.
Yes, I feel very good about them.
Oh.
Nellie's groaning at this bit.
No, that was the noise you just heard was just my vagina closing forever.
It was sealing up, drying out.
I didn't think that this would be the thing that pushed me over the edge to completely cut men out of my life, but apparently all it took was this guy in a pair of fucking platform heels, and I'm done.
Thanks a lot, Crispin. You ruined it for all of us.
I notice you have something there in the case.
David trying to make something happen.
I knew that this was going to happen, and can I tell you, because the press, they can do things, they can twist things around, and because you're talking, the press says things about you in
spoiler alert, they never get to what the fuck is in this case. It looks like giant bronze ears. I have no idea what the fuck this is, and neither does David.
This honestly, like this is making me feel so uncomfortable. Like, imagine I feel sorry for Lennon. Like, how uncomfortable is this? I'm like, this it just feels really off about all of this.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going for here, but you're describing douche chills. This is cringe-inducing.
In the paper, this is a paper, the LA Weekly in Los Angeles, and they said about me la-di-da. It was at I went to a club, and they said that it was at a meeting, and it said Crispin Glover, who was in a frenzy. Though his bark is actually worse than his ... You get the point. Mm-hmm. And
Paul, anything you?
So you're gonna go on the Letterman show and criticize your critics that think you're not very good? Seems like a bad move. And I would say David Letterman thinks it's a bad move.
Like to add here?
And Dave's like, Paul, can you save this bit, please?
And then another one, they said Crispin Glover.
Paul, is this the first time you've seen another guy drown?
Whoever booked him for this, he's getting sacked. They got sacked straight after this. He's gone in the back and gone, who the fuck booked this? Fired. Off you pop.
It's funny that you say that because in the Sam Roberts interview, I didn't include this part, that this was not the last time that he was on Letterman. I think he made maybe 2 more appearances as this character, and the last time Dave was not on the show. It was Will Ferrell filling in for David Letterman, and they're like, "Oh, Dave's not going to be there. Okay, let's invite Crispin Glover back because Dave doesn't have to put up with it."
Is that you're talking about you or him?
Yeah, no, me.
This is the other thing. They said Crispin Glover was pinstriped and greased up for the occasion, impressing the girl things who are trying to get next to him. Guess some people are turned on by Brill cream.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
And then I don't have these.
You seem to be distraught.
They don't.
You seem to be distraught.
People try to make me sound a lot weird, and
Yeah.
I'm strong, you know? I'm strong. I can arm wrestle. Do you want to arm wrestle?
No.
I've been taking, I've taken part. These aren't mine. I can kick.
Okay. I'm going to go check on the top 10.
I'm sorry.
I'll be back.
The second-hand embarrassment I feel is just like, honestly, I might just go and jump out my bedroom window. Like,
he walks David Letterman off of his own show.
He literally grabbed him. Like, don't go. Oh,
David Letterman is like, I'm done with this.
How could they ever have him back? How could they ever have him back after that?
I know.
Because you could sometimes say, you know what, maybe it's just like the host and the guests. Like sometimes people just don't vibe or whatever. I don't think anyone could have dealt well with that. There was nothing funny about it. It was really just cringy and desperate, and I don't know. Like it didn't even feel like he planned the bit out. He just got in his head, I'm going to go in as this like autistic person who's a bit weird, and didn't plan it and winged it. And I just don't think you can wing something. No, you've got to be really smart and funny to pull off something like that.
Yeah. I don't know what he was going for with that. And that's not even really like the way the character is in the film either. So it was off brand. It was ill conceived and ill executed.
Do you know what? At the start of this, I've read when we get to the bit about the trouble he's going through now. I was on his side. You know me. I'm always on the man's side.
Yeah.
I'm not on his side anymore. I don't care if he's innocent. He's guilty. Lock him up. He's a weirdo. Honestly, just lock him up. If he's not done this right now, I've seen this. I can actually totally believe the accusations he's got against him. Because what a fucking weirdo! Like when he was in Charlie's Angels and he was like doing the sniffing of the hair and all that. That is true him. Yeah. That is who he is. I totally believe it. Like he's a creep.
That you are giving me the perfect transition to get into the article now. I wouldn't need to pull it up, but I'm going to go through it. And I found one that was maybe a little more even-handed and like you were saying, oftentimes it's like vilifying him or vilifying the other person involved in the case. But this one said, Crispin Glover and ex-girlfriend trade assault allegations in new civil suit. So this is from February 26th, so very recent. And Crispin Glover, the actor famously known for his roles in Back to the Future, is currently at the center of a legal firestorm in Los Angeles. A British model identified as Jane Doe, which is, I tried to figure it out. I was like, who's Crispin Glover dating? And because this has been ongoing for
I'll be honest,
years,
if it says
8 years, I think.
A British model, there's a wide spectrum of what you would class as a model over here.
Sure.
And
it's like calling yourself a DJ.
There's the girls who get the tits out on page 3 of the newspaper, and then there's the ones who walk down the catwalk. So she's probably more towards the girls who get the tits out on page 3 kind of model than the catwalk kind of clothes model.
I'm sorry, I'm just subscribing to British newspaper.
They don't do it anymore. They don't do it anymore. There used to be a newspaper, and every week, page 3 girls, and it'd just be like 18, 19-year-old girls. I know in America that's scandalous, but over here, class as adults, and it'd be like 18-year-old girls, just like really normal girls, and they'd just have the tits out, and they'd have like football things on, and in the newspaper. You just go to the shop, everyone, all the kids, when you're kids, all the young boys would just walk in, get the newspaper, open to page 3, turn the page out, and walk out. Just steal the page 3 so you can have a picture of 19-year-old with the tits out.
You know what?
That's
called
old Britain.
Newspapers. That's a good marketing tool.
Honestly, it was like having like the Playboy, but just like because they do ask them like the stupid questions. And
the girls that were doing it were like, "Look, I'm famous."
Yeah, they were just normal. They were just normal girls, just like normal girls who go and be page 3 models.
Okay, I'm here for it. The filing claims battery, fraud, wrongful eviction, and emotional distress, but the real kicker is the inclusion of California's Tom Bain Civil Rights Act, which is why this case is relevant. This isn't just a standard he said, she said dispute. It's a high stakes test of how civil rights laws apply to the often blurry power dynamics of the entertainment industry. And I guess I'll shout out Ajiro Echo Pobear, who wrote this. Since I'm just reading it word for word, I guess I should credit them. According to court documents, this entire saga began with a social media connection in 2015, making this a slow burn that lasted approximately 8 years before the two ever met. So he's Chris D'Elia-ing this girl on social media and convincing her in a Neil Gaiman type of way to come spend time with him. The lawsuit describes a disturbing shift from digital courtship to what the plaintiff calls a situation of free labor and sex under false pretenses. Jane Doe alleges that Glover spent years urging her to move to Los Angeles with the promise of a job as his assistant and a shot at an entertainment career. So that's also very Gaiman, Sandman-y, where you, because I think it was in New Zealand, he had his
the babysitter.
Yeah. And that's how that whole thing unfolded. So it's very parallel to that.
My initial thought on this was like, models only have like a good few years in them. So by the time he convinced her to get there, has she any career left? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there?
Yeah, right.
And yeah, you know what?
Well, that's probably why this is happening, right? Because she's aged out of being a model.
Yeah, but then like,
so now she needs Crispin Glover money.
If you're at the peak of like being a model and you live in fucking England, and some guy who's doing really well in America says like, "Come be," and I'll give you all these opportunities. I feel like, why didn't she go at the start? Like, if someone said to me now, "Oh, I'm going to pay for you to come move to America, you're going to get, you know, all the opportunity to be famous and get what you want," I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, bye." Yeah, I'm going. Why have you had like years of? It's just little things like this what make me doubt every story. Like, I don't understand why she wouldn't have up and left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had 8 years to kind of put your own thing together instead of riding Crispin Glover's coattails. Yeah, Husey, everybody knows that models famously have curvy, thick dumpers, right? It's like it's not a clothes hanger designed to so that the designer doesn't have to make the articles of clothing very complicated. They just hire stick figures they hire voluptuous Kim Kardashian asses. All right. So relying on those promises, she reportedly stopped paying rent in Europe and sold her belongings to move into Crispin Glover's Silver Lake home in 2024. Okay, so he's been grooming her since 2015 online. In 2024,
I'm sorry, I just don't believe an adult can be groomed online. Mm-hmm. A child, a young teen. I'd like to know how old she is. But if it's been going on for 8 years, she must be like, come on. Right. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him grooming her for 8 years. Like, turn the fucking computer off, change number. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's no accounting for stupidity. Stupid adults.
True.
So when she arrives, she claims the dream turned into a nightmare where Glover expected her to be a live-in girlfriend while he allegedly tracked her movements and controlled her every move. It is the classic assistant trap where professional mentorship is swapped for domestic labor, and the legal fallout is just beginning. I don't know about that. You know, this is if you say, "Hey, I'd love for you to come here," and I haven't seen the messages, but if you're selling all of your belongings and moving in with him, and
it feels like you're in a relationship. That feels like a relationship thing to do.
Silly Crispin, he thought you moving to America and moving in with him counted you as a live-in girlfriend. What a leap! What a leap!
Like if he just said like, "Oh, do you know what? Come and I will like pay for you to have your own apartment that's nearby, like because you're going to work for me. You're going to be my assistant. You can live nearby." What assistant goes and lives with when you don't even like you've never even met and you're just going to go and move into a man's home?
Yeah,
you sell everything you've got and move into his house. I'm not sure. The math isn't.
maybe that's the deal. Maybe he just like slow burn, like laid out the groundwork of like, this is what it's going to be. And then when she got there, the deal changed. Who knows? But maybe he said that he had whatever, is it another a pool house that she could live in, and then she gets there and there's no pool house. Ooh, I don't know what happened.
But like, do you know what would be smart? Maybe like go and visit first.
Yeah.
Go on a little holiday. Go on a little holiday. Go and have a look round. Go and check for the dungeon rooms.
Yeah. Imagine that. Doing your due diligence. Something nobody fucking does anymore. The two finally met face to face in Dresden, Germany in 2023, which is where things reportedly started getting weird. The complaint alleges that during this meeting, Glover showed the model items from his collection of Nazi memorabilia. Okay, now
is that what was in the case? Please tell me that's what was in the case.
yeah. On Letterman, that was all
that's why they never got to
Jewish
it.
ears. Oh my God. That's dark. That is so he's got a collection of Nazi memorabilia, and that's what convinced this Jane Doe to move in with him.
Well, I mean, if he was gonna try and catch me, that's probably the way to do it.
Yeah, you look like the eugenics type, the blonde, blue-eyed.
Yeah, every history teacher who I ever had through school told me that Hitler would have loved me. Like I don't know why history. You would have been just his time, and I'm like, oh my God,
flatter much.
It's the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Despite that red flag, she followed through with the move to California, believing she was entertaining a legitimate business relationship with an industry veteran. I don't know anybody that would call Crispin Glover an industry veteran, just that he's been in Hollywood for years and years. I guess that's all it takes to qualify. She claimed she was entirely dependent on him for shelter and money, a vulnerability that the lawsuit suggests was intentional. And
I mean, you sold all your shit and left. What do you expect?
Yeah. That's also very Sandman-y, the Woodstock groundskeeper pottery woman that just was like, well, what's easier to afford than paying Neil Gaiman rent? Yeah, how you
clip it.
Paid the
Someone
rent.
clip that.
Yeah, nobody clip that, Doom. The transition from the UK to Glover's residence lasted only a few months before the relationship hit a violent dead end on March 2nd of 2024. On that day, an incident occurred in the Silver Lake home that both sides admit was an assault, though they have very different ideas about who started it. Jane Doe says she told Glover she was leaving to go to a mosque. Okay, that narrows it down. What British models would be enjoying a day at the mosque. And he allegedly threatened to lock her out if she left. When she returned, she found herself evicted on the spot with her cats and clothes still inside the house. Okay, now things are getting serious. I can't get my cat. Fuck that. You're sued. She claims that when she tried to get back in to get her pets, Glover attacked her and put her in a headlock.
She's an intruder. Stand your ground.
Yeah, all right. He said, if you leave, you're not going to be able to get back in. You left, you came back, you couldn't get back in, and now you're breaking in to get mittens.
Listen, when my parents told me, if you're home late, that door is locked, and I was 13 years old in the cold and the rain, but I knew if I went home on time, that door was locked and I was not let in. Do you know what I didn't do? Break in.
Yeah.
Sat there and cried.
Yeah, right. So you got, that was the deal. He's honoring his deals. So as you can imagine, Glover's camp has a completely different version of events. His representatives released a statement in the strongest possible terms denying the baseless allegations and claiming Glover was the actual victim. They say Jane Doe launched an unprovoked felony assault on the actor and that he was the one who called the police. According to his team, police arrived, investigated, and arrested her at the scene. You're breaking into his house. You're going to get arrested. If you punch a guy with a camera outside of Stuttering John's comedy club, the cops are going to come and have a conversation with you. They even point to a restraining order Glover filed against her as proof that he was the one in danger. So when did that get filed? And she's
I
she's
don't
still
think
there?
it went through. It got dismissed. It got
Okay.
dismissed. The restraining order got dismissed. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, it's just like Aaron Imholt's HRO with Melton. And,
I feel like this sounds like they're
Nicolita.
both crazy. They both seem like who fucking sells everything they own to go and live with some fucking creepy guy across the world, and who fucking invites. I mean,
old
I know
models
men
with
just
no-
find like men who are predators and whatever. They look for vulnerable women. There are no vulnerable women who live in like a 10-mile radius of him.
Yeah,
Like, why is he looking for someone at the other side of the world? There's plenty of desperate models in Hollywood. Why are you gonna?
Yeah.
It seems. I feel like they did have a relationship, and she got here, and it wasn't. He wasn't. He probably did. Oh, I'll introduce you to people and whatever. And instead of doing that, she moved into his house. He was working. She was bored as fuck. She'd had enough, and then it's come to a rift. I don't think he probably kept her. I don't know. I feel like it was a lot of cross wires, and she's just not happy that she's not stepped into a famous role.
Has Kaylee been consulted about this episode? Is she jealous of the hero? I invited her on the show, and she didn't reply. I got dead air from that camp. So I think she's on. I saw Blind Mike's X, and it says that she's going to go on that. So I have to rely on Blind Mike to get shot down by Kaylee. That's where we're at. The plot thickens when you look at what the police and court records actually show. Law enforcement sources told TMZ that they responded to a call to the house on March 2nd. No arrests were made that night. On top of that, Jane Doe's legal team at whatever, who the fuck, mentioned that it was fraudulent and malicious, and dismissed it because he failed to show up and prosecute the case. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing here. Anyway, the real thing, which is the Bain Act, is a California law that usually reserved for things like police brutality and hate crimes. But including this, the plaintiff is arguing that Glover didn't just assault her, but used threats, intimidation, or coercion to interfere with her constitutional rights. This likely refers to the incident where he allegedly tried to stop her from going to a mosque. If this strategy works, it could set a massive precedent for how civil rights are protected in private domestic relationships. Jane Doe is now seeking monetary damages, claiming
I bet
she
has
been left homeless and traumatized by the entire ordeal. Glover's team has expressed confidence that the judicial process will eventually expose the entire lawsuit as a meritless fabrication. So, not exactly like the Gaiman thing, which is the precedent that we don't want set of removing consent retroactively years later and saying that I didn't want to have a BDS relationship with Neil Gaiman because it didn't pay off for me. I'm not now Mrs. Gaiman and I didn't gain anything financially, so I want to remove consent a decade later. That's the precedent we don't want set. This, though, it says, he locked me out of the house because I was going to a mosque, so that's a hate crime.
Yeah, I know what you mean. She's now homeless. Like, go home. You should know where she's not got family. Like, if I'd done that and then I rang my mum and dad off, I was like, yeah, you was right. It was stupid. Please, can you bring me home? Someone's going to take her home. You're a model. Sell your ass for a week. Get some money for a flight. Like, you're not homeless. Stop.
Yeah,
Go to the mosque. Will they not take you in? Like,
you have options, is what
you sold your home and all your shit, and it didn't work out. Yeah, you made a mistake. Go home.
Idiot. Fucking idiot. So that's that. That is where Crispin Glover is at. I guess it remains to be seen whether or not he will be arrested or
Honestly, you should just be arrested for that fucking interview, if anything.
That was a crime.
I feel, do you know what? I feel emotionally distressed from that, and I'm not quite sure when I'll recover. I'm owed some kind of fucking money to deal with that. Why'd you do this to me? Why'd you make me watch these creepy men or stupid women? Why'd you put me through this, Andy? I thought we was friends.
It's not my fault. This is what's in the news. This is just men being creepy. But Husey says that you could apply your theory to get yourself to Hackamania 3.
I am already on holiday while you guys are, and I'm going to be sat on a beach while you guys are in a hot, sweaty fucking Las Vegas. I'm going to be like on a beach with my friend drinking cocktails, and you lot are going to be high-fiving big fat sweaty men. So
we'll trade pictures. We'll trade screenshots of how much fun we're respectively having. But yeah, so Hackamania 3 coming up April 10th through the 12th. You can use promo
Oh, actually, no, I'm not on holiday. I'm back before then, so I might just come straight from Spain to Las Vegas.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And you can use promo code WATP or promo code CREEP to save 10% on your ticket when you do that. And everybody else can as well. So thank you for all of our, I probably should have been showing this the whole time, all of our Patreon subscribers that have been supporting this show. And I want to invite everybody to check out the Thursday night at 7:30 poker game this week on All In the Dabbleverse. We are going to have Joey C in the
nice.
game.
That's going to be a fun one.
Shmuel Buckman in the game. $2 Dan, some other special guests. I don't really want to spoil everything, but I think American Cupcake is going to be in the game.
Oh, you're going to have a wild one then. It's going to be, shit's going to go down. There's going to be some very clippable moments from that.
I know. I was really trying to get Stevie Lou. Stevie Lou did agree to play, but, and just based on like the fallout with Christian Blatt, I was just like, oh, I wonder if I can have some kind of screaming match during my poker game. And, he said that he is in the process of moving and he would like to play, but it's not the right time. So we'll have Stevie Lou at a different time. But this is going to be the ops game with, some a den of thieves instead of a bunch of people having a good time. It'll still be a good time. So check that out. And please subscribe to Nellie's YouTube channel. This show is being simulcast on there. She needs more subs and hit the notification bell. Subscribe to All Apologies Podcast YouTube channel and hit the notifications so you know when the poker game is going live, among other things. And you can follow us on Instagram to see what we have coming up. So for Nellie, I'm Trucker Andy saying you should do Joe's line, Nellie. It's your line now.
Oh, I forgot what line. Say sorry. You don't put me on the spot.